Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight, the parents of the 7-year-old boy shot and killed last night speak of their loss as police take 3 people into custody for questioning. A high-speed boat chase near the Exuma Keys ended with a $3.4 million drug bust. Plus, 3 years later, and Ragged Islanders say they feel forgotten after Hurricane Irma.
Our News is brought to you by Alive.
Welcome to Our News, and thank you for joining us. I'm Kyle Joaquin. The devastated father of the little boy shot and killed in Nassau Village last night cried as he recalled getting the dreaded call that his youngest child had been killed. The boy was reportedly caught in the crossfire of a shootout in the area. His father broke down as he shared how he rushed to the crime scene and saw his son lying on the ground. Berthany McDermott has the story.
To be home and then wake up. The people call you and tell you, come quickly, your son just got shot. Then they come here and meet him laying like that in the tape. It's not good. It's not good.
Valence Thompson, who is the father of 7-year-old Reyes Williams, was visibly distraught and shaken by the tragic death of his son Sunday evening. According to Police Press Liaison Officer ACP Audley Peters, the incident took place shortly before 9 p.m. on Esmeralda Avenue and Alexandria Boulevard. When officers arrived on the scene, they met the child lying face down on the ground with apparent gunshot wounds.
Information is that a blue vehicle approached the residence and an occupant opened fire on the persons that were gathered in front of this residence, resulting in the juvenile being hit. EMS was summoned, and on their examination of the body, they pronounced it unresponsive.
Police believe the Thelma Gibson student was caught in a crossfire. Thompson said he understands his son received gunshot wounds to the neck and chest. He described Reyes, the youngest of 4 children, as a sweet and loving child. The challenge now, he says, will be getting his life back on track.
I'll have to try reunite and get everything back on track in some way. But it can be a lot because he can be missed. Mm-hmm. He's a sweet little boy and he can be missed. He can be missed a lot. You know, I really love him. I did everything for him, you know, and it's hard.
Now, Thompson said this will be a tough pill for the family to swallow. He recalled the last conversation he had with his son.
I been there this morning, bring him breakfast and tell him I can come back for him this evening. Right. And he said, Daddy, I love you, I miss you. He hugged me up, and I left. And I went home early today. I should have grabbed him. I went home early today, and I just lay down, and then I get this part, he stayed in court.
The 54-year-old father of 4 made this plea to the public.
I'd like to pay it out to the public. If anybody have any information, to please pass it over to the police as quickly as possible.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
Well, the young boy's mother says they took her world. Sandy Williams was also tearful as she accepted a gift from parliamentarians who stopped by her home today. Jillian Gray has that.
Parliamentarians expressed condolences to young Reyes' family today. This as his mother, who is still reeling from the ordeal, said she misses her son and described him as a gem.
No problem, no back talk, none of that. None of that. My mother's dream boy. My jam, y'all take my world away from me.
With tears in her eyes, Sandy Williams accepted a wreath from parliamentarians who visited her home following the tragic death of her son. She struggled to put into words how badly her son will be missed.
I miss my son. I love my son. I miss my son.
She spoke to her area MP Halston Moultrie via video call as he is in quarantine. While offering the family prayer and sympathies, the Nassau Village MP expressed outrage over the act of violence.
Some young men just felt that they should act in a reckless way and to just do a drive-by shooting, irrespective of who may have been the target. That is unacceptable behavior in this modern Bahamas.
Yes,
and
I agree.
I'm grieving with you and your family.
Thank you.
On the passing of your son.
We appreciate you.
No stranger to violence in inner-city communities, Bain and Grantstown MP Travis Robinson said his constituency often faces the same kind of tragedies. This, as he said, it is unacceptable for these types of incidents to persist.
We will not rest until we come to justice for this young man's life.
His colleagues, Carlton Boleg and Sean L. Ferguson, said they were heartbroken over the situation.
I myself have 5 kids, so I know if anything was to happen to them, I know it would happen. And this is definitely a situation that for several times now is taking place. And, we just have to bring some kind of relief to this family.
No parent should have to live with this. We have to do better as a country. Parents have to do better. The church has to do better. The politicians have to do better. The school has to do better. If we don't say we are all in this together, this kind of thing will continue, and no country should have to live with this.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jillian Gray.
Well, police have taken several people into custody over the fatal shooting of that 7-year-old boy on Sunday night, according to Commissioner of Police Paul Roll. National Security Minister Marvin Dames called the murder a tragic act that he says was carried out by cowards. Here's Jasmine Brown.
Police Commissioner Paul Roll gave an update on the murder, saying police are making progress in their investigation and have taken people into custody.
Yeah, we have, right now, we have 3 individuals in custody. And CID is continuing their investigations in that matter as we speak. You just left from the ministry, and we have a team from National Neighborhood Watch that we have dispatched into the Nassau Village community.
Roll's revelation came just over an hour after National Security Minister Marvin Dames weighed in on the killing while speaking to the media during a National Neighborhood Watch Council press conference. At the time, he had a warning for the killers, who he called cowards.
To the cowards out there who committed that very tragic act last night, I have every confidence that Commissioner Roll and his team will find you.
Police said Williams was shot and killed during a drive-by shooting in Nassau Village after getting caught in the crossfire. Dames says when he got the call about the murder from the commissioner on Sunday night, he could not sleep knowing a young boy was gunned down. Dames added that he is confident that police will do their jobs, but he says the public also needs to do its part.
Each and every one of us have a vested responsibility.
The National Security Minister also insisted officers' commitment to crime prevention will make criminals' lives a living hell.
Despite the fact that we're in this COVID period, the criminals are not going to sleep.
Dames added that not every crime can be stopped, but he says he is pleased with the recent trends. Reporting for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
A major drug bust off the Exuma Keys this morning as a high-speed chase between a police boat and the suspect's speedboat ended with one suspect being shot and $3.4 million worth of marijuana being seized. 52 Crocus bags of marijuana offloaded from a police vessel after it was seized this morning during a joint operation with OPAT and the Defense Force. Police Commissioner Paul Roll says officers spotted 4 men on a boat going at a high rate of speed near Ragged Island, and when they caught up with the men near Exuma, they took officers on a high-speed chase for over an hour.
Which ended in the Baratari area of Exuma, where the persons on this boat loaded with contraband rammed the police boat in an effort to escape.
An officer received injuries to his leg and neck in the process and was taken to hospital. However, one of the suspects was shot to the upper chest, prompting the driver of the boat to stop.
Along with the helicopter and the persons on board the police boat were able to board this vessel where we discovered some 52 crocus sacks of what we now know to be marijuana.
According to police, the drugs weighed in at 2,274 pounds with an estimated street value of $3.4 million. At the moment, police can't say where the men came from or what was their destination. However, Rolls said the marijuana looked familiar, and so did 2 of the men.
Well, this is still early, but they're Bahamians. 2 of them are known to us. We reported to you a few weeks ago some drugs that were found in Gladstone Road. And based on what we're saying here, it seems as though there's some of either the same supplier or the same purchaser.
3 of the suspects were seen handcuffed, taken from the police vessel and escorted to the station. The wounded suspect was treated at a clinic in Exuma and flown to Nassau.
We know that a lot of the street violence is related to these drug types,
And if we could control the flow of drugs, then hopefully we'll be able to see a reduction in the number of street violence.
Well, Police Commissioner Paul Rhodes says the pictures and videos of a police officer's funeral last week do not tell the whole story. The force came under fire after it was revealed the office of the Prime Minister did not give approval for more than 10 people to attend the funeral as stipulated in the emergency orders. Rhodes says all of those people were not there for the officer's funeral.
Couldn't say why the persons, but there were 3 funerals that were going on side by side. And obviously, you know, the people see the police, they love the police, and they came over. And naturally, a lot of persons were there. And so, again, it is what it is.
The police force carried the graveside funeral live on its Facebook page, showing the police band playing and the choir singing. Scores of people were seen on camera at the funeral, including Social Services Minister Frankie Campbell. Rhodes says after noticing all the people moving towards the officer's funeral, it could have been insensitive to ask them to leave.
We just now have to make sure that as far as the police part of it, that we don't allow it to happen no more. Because we do have a few more of our colleagues who have passed, and their funerals, you know, we keep saying to the families what is permitted, and it's up to persons to abide. But when you arrive at the cemetery and you meet a large crowd, you end the ceremony. Do you stop and run the people out? That is the difficulty for us.
More news on the way, but here's a first look at weather with meteorologist Greg Thompson. Good evening, Greg.
Thanks, Kyle. I'm meteorologist Greg Thompson with your first look at weather. Outside our studios, we have lots of clouds out there, mostly cloudy conditions, and the breeze is picking up. Temperature of 77 degrees. The winds are out of the northeast at around 16 knots. Feels like temperature around 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Satellite-wise, lots of clouds associated with frontal boundary draped across the central Bahamas. Showers and thunderstorms popping up. We will continue to see those shower activity throughout the rest of the evening. The winds will be picking up through tomorrow. That's your first look at weather. Your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come, police investigating the deaths of 2 women. Plus, Ragged Islanders feel forgotten 3 years after Hurricane Irma. Stay tuned.
This is a huge deal. NFL Sunday Ticket is back, only with Rev Trio. All day football, all day Sunday. Enjoy all the benefits of Trio with a huge extra. Never miss a game with NFL Sunday Ticket, included in your Rev Trio bundle. All you have to do is opt in. TV, phone, and internet starting at just $99. Call 601-8992 to sign up now. Visit www.rev.bs/promotions for details.
Police investigations continue into the deaths of 2 women whose bodies were discovered over the weekend. One woman's body washed ashore on Lower Bogue, Eleuthera on Saturday. After examination by the local nurse, the woman was pronounced dead.
The one in Eleuthera, the female, that's still early. We have to wait on autopsy. We are speaking to an individual or, a person of interest, I would say, at this stage, because we don't know the exact cause of death as it stands.
The second woman was found dead on Sunday morning in an abandoned building on Dowsville Street. According to police, the body was found partially decomposed in a generator room.
That, again, is still in the early stages. We have to try and do some DNA, and we also appeal to persons who may have information as to what may happen there to come forward and help us with that.
Well, residents on Ragged Island say they feel forgotten and claim that very little has changed since Hurricane Irma left many without a place to call home back in 2017. Here's Giorgio Bain.
3 years ago, Ragged Island took a direct hit from Hurricane Irma and was deemed unlivable by Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis. Fast forward to 2020, and resident Wesley Maycock says not much has changed. Following Hurricane Dorian in 2019, Maycock says residents feel like they've been placed on the back burner.
They just forget about us, and as I see it, Irma was worse than Dorian, but only because our land is high, we didn't have much problem like Abaco and Freeport. But I mean, my heart goes out to everybody in Abaco and Freeport, but they need to remember us too.
Amid the COVID-19 pandemic, Maycock said the island has been a scary place to live, with no healthcare facility or healthcare professionals. He said 2 people working on the construction of the island school fell and were seriously injured, but had to wait hours to receive medical attention.
It is really scary over there with no proper health facilities.
77-year-old Granville Hepburn agreed that the lack of medical personnel is a major concern.
Everyone on the island is concerned with that because the medical partner, he always speaks about it in his island.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cover.
Yeah.
He always remind them in island all the time about the lack of medical facilities and other government facilities on the island. And it's 3 years since the island been ruled.
Promises have been made to turn the island into the first fully green island in the region. In 2019, the Prime Minister outlined plans for Ragged Island, including a school and a teacher's duplex at the cost of $2 million, a new clinic at the cost of $2.5 million, an administrator's building, post office and courtroom for $2.5 million, and a police station and officer accommodations for $1 million. Exumas and Ragged Island MP Chester Cooper has pointed out that none of those things are yet in place, except for the school where construction is underway.
The school, we don't even have much children up there for them to be spending that kind of money on such a school.
59-year-old Myron Lockhart Bain also questioned the wisdom in constructing the school first when the island has 4 more pressing issues.
Basically, they've done nothing. They're constructing the school now, but that's a backward move. They don't know anything of the police station, no administration.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Giorgio Bain.
While there were fewer cases of COVID-19 reported last week, health officials also reported that testing was down by over 500 compared to the previous week. During the week of September 13 to 19, there were just over 1,900 tests completed compared to the week prior when there were over 2,400 done. And with the number of confirmed cases fluctuating with some days in the triple digits and some not so high, Deputy Chief Medical Officer Dr. DeLon Brennan says there are a number of factors to consider.
The samples come in from different labs, and we don't always get them at the same time. So it's better not to look at it necessarily on a daily basis, because we get some, after 24 hours, some after 48 hours, some within 6 to 12 hours. And so it really just varies how many we will get in one specific 24-hour period.
Brennan said it's better to watch the trends by the week rather than daily. Based on the Ministry of Health's dashboard, new cases on New Providence were down compared to the week before. Overall, Brennan says there is slow and steady progress being made.
So I think if you get an opportunity to look at how we've been looking over the past few weeks, you'll see a slow trend downward, and definitely, if not truly downward, definitely a plateauing where we are not heading upward. We're definitely headed in a positive direction.
When Our News comes back for the break, the Neighborhood Watch Council gets a top international award. Stay tuned.
This is a huge deal. NFL Sunday Ticket is back, only with Rev Trio. All day football, all day Sunday. Enjoy all the benefits of Trio with a huge extra. Never miss a game with NFL Sunday Ticket, included in your Rev Trio bundle. All you have to do is opt in. TV, phone, and internet starting at just $99. Call 601-8992 to sign up now. Visit www.rev.bs/promotions for details.
The National Neighborhood Watch Council has been awarded the IACP Leadership in Community Policing Award 2020. Kino Wong is the council's co-chair.
This year we are being recognized globally by the International Association of Chiefs of Police, the IACP, for our community's collaborative partnership with the Royal Bahamas Police Force. And we embrace the opportunity, even with healthier communal relationships with the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
The International Award honors agencies for programs that exemplify the principles of community policing and strengthen community trust through active and inclusive community collaboration. The council also showcased more than a dozen cars that will be added to its fleet. Well, 15 tablets and MiFi devices were donated to the Ministry of Education today by A.F. Adderley's class of 1986. The tablets will assist AF Adderley students when virtual learning resumes. School principal Dr. Virginia Romer said the devices will go a long way.
We have basically 44 students that we have earmarked that are in need of devices. And so, of course, now with receiving 15 of them today, that's at least 15 less that we will have to hurt our head about trying to find tablets for. And I understand that there's another organization that is planning to do a presentation shortly, again with a few more tablets. And so we are on our way to making sure that our students are prepared.
Education Minister Jeffrey Lloyd thanked Alive, which worked along with the class of 1986 to provide the devices. The Ministry of Education is currently holding a national drive to provide devices for those who need it.
Immediately we realized that we are looking at somewhere around 10 or more thousands of students didn't have one of these or didn't have an internet. So they're left behind. So now, instead of not having a teacher on one of these family islands, you don't have access. So you're still being deprived. It's our commitment now to make sure, like you said, Ms. Knowles, no child gets left behind. Now that we can help.
When we come back from the break, Marcellus Hall has a chat on sports. Stay tuned.
This is a huge deal. NFL Sunday Ticket is back, only with Rev Trio. All day football, all day Sunday. Enjoy all the benefits of Trio with a huge extra. Never miss a game with NFL Sunday Ticket, included in your Rev Trio bundle. All you have to do is opt in. TV, phone, and internet starting at just $99. Call 601-8992 to sign up now. Visit www.rev.bs/promotions for details.
You're watching Our News. Welcome back. The latest from the NFL as Week 2 winds down tonight. Marcellus Hall has that in this edition of sports.
Well, Laker fans like myself, pretty excited about last night's contest. That's because Anthony Davis, with 2.1 seconds left on the clock, drills a shot, a three-pointer no less, with time expiring to give the Lakers the win, 105-103. Lakers now lead that best-of-7 series 2-0 with Game 3 coming your way on Tuesday. Now down to the NFL, where lots of games on the agenda. Let's get you all caught up on how things went down. Full slate of games yesterday as the NFL season continued. Week 2 action. Just in case you missed it, let's get you caught up on Sunday's scoreboard. Bears, they beat the Giants 17-13. Cowboys rally late, beating the Falcons 40-39. Packers over the Lions 42-21. Titans, they get the win over the Jaguars 33-30. Colts, they get the win as well over the Vikings 28-11. Bills top the Dolphins 31-28. 49ers, they get by the Jets 31-13. Other scores in the day, Rams crushed the Eagles 37-19. Steelers topped the Broncos 26-21. Buccaneers, they beat the Panthers 31-17. Cardinals over Washington 30-15 to score there. Chiefs over the Chargers 23-20 in overtime. Ravens, they beat the Texans 33-16. And the Seahawks outlasting the Patriots 35-30. Now, Week 2 wraps up this evening with another exciting Monday Night Football game as the New Orleans Saints and Drew Brees, they travel to Vegas, taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Both teams currently 1-0 after picking up Week 1 wins. And don't forget, you can still sign up for your Rev Sunday ticket so you don't miss any of the action. If you have Trio, simply opt in. If not, call a Rev agent today and get yourself all signed up. Reporting for Our News, I'm Marcellus Hall.
And that's a look at news. We throw it back to meteorologist Greg Thompson for the extended weather forecast.
Thanks again, Kyle. I'm meteorologist Greg Thompson with your second look at weather. Outside our studios, cold front draped across the central Bahamas, generating some showers and thunderstorms. Most of the activity is now moving across the central Bahamas and will continue to sag towards the south. Showers and thunderstorms and the winds will continue throughout the rest of the evening. Your boating forecast for the northwest and central Bahamas tonight through tomorrow. Your winds will be out of the northeast at 15 to 25 knots, seas running 4 to 6 feet and up to 12 feet. While in the southeast Bahamas, we have northwest winds 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 4 foot seas with 10 foot swells. Here's a look now at your national forecast. Now we'll look at your extended forecast through Saturday. That's a look at our weather. Make it a great night, everyone.
Thank you for joining us for Our News Tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Kyle Joaquin. Remember, you can catch Our News on the Go Play app. Have a good Monday evening, Bahamas.